Ohm's Law. There are three important quantities related to Ohm's Law. First is current. Current is a measure of the number of electrical charges passing through a cross-section of a conductor in a given time. It is measured in ampere, which has a symbol of capital letter A. How is current measured? Current is measured using an ammeter. An ammeter is connected along the circuit, wherein the positive terminal of the ammeter is connected to the positive terminal of the dry cell. The negative terminal of the ammeter is also connected along the negative terminal of the dry cell. Next is voltage. The voltage of a battery is related to the work done on the charges to make them move. In other words, voltage is responsible for pushing the electrons throughout the circuit. The work done on the charges as it passes through a load is measured as the voltage across the load. It is measured in volt, which has a symbol of capital letter V. How is voltage measured? Voltage is measured using a voltmeter, and the voltmeter is connected across the load. For this case, the load is the bulb. Specifically, the positive terminal of the voltmeter is connected to the positive point on the bulb connected to the positive terminal of the dry cell. The negative terminal of the voltmeter is connected to the negative point on the bulb connected to the negative terminal of the dry cell. The last quantity is resistance. When electric charges flow through the wires and loads of the circuits, they encounter a hindrance to their movement, and this hindrance is called resistance. It is measured in ohm, which has a symbol omega. In the virtual laboratory that you performed, you were able to observe that keeping the resistance the same, as the voltage V increases, the current I also increases. Mathematically, it can be represented using the equation I is directly proportional to V. Removing the proportionality sign, it will become I is equal to a constant times V. And keeping the voltage the same, when the resistance R increases, the current I decreases. Mathematically, it can be represented using this equation. I is directly proportional to 1 over R. Removing the proportionality sign, we can say that I is equal to K over R. Combining these two observations through equations, for I, we can have the final equation I is equal to V over R. And this equation is called Ohm's Law, wherein I is directly proportional to V and inversely proportional to R. Ohm's law can be rewritten in three ways. First is I is equal to V over R. What if V is unknown. So it will become V is equal to IR. Lastly, if R is unknown, R is equal to V over I, wherein current I is measured in ampere A. Voltage V is measured in volt V. Resistance R is measured in ohm omega. These equations can be derived using our triangle, wherein if V is missing, your equation will be IR. If I is missing, it will be V over R. And if R is missing, it will be V over I. We can apply Ohm's law in the following sample problems. Problem 1. Find the voltage if the resistance is 30 ohms and the current is 0.5 amperes. Since voltage is unknown, we can derive an equation from our triangle, wherein V is equal to I times R. Using our Gressa method, we can now complete the problem-solving activity, wherein the given are the resistance R of 30 ohms, current I of 0.5 ampere. The required is V. The equation is V is equal to IR. For the solution, V is equal to 0.5 ampere times 30 ohms. And the answer is 15 volts. For our final answer, V is equal to 15 volts. Problem number 2. Find the resistance if the current is 1.5 amperes and the voltage is 15 volts. Since resistance is unknown, we can use the triangle and derive an equation of R is equal to V over I. For the Gressa, the given are as follows. V is equivalent to 15 volts. I is equivalent to 1.5 ampere. Required R. Equation R is equal to V over I. Solution R is equal to 15V over 1.5A is equal to 10 ohms. And the final answer is R is equivalent to 10 ohms. You will answer problems related to Ohm's law using Gressa method in your supplementary worksheet. To end my discussion on Ohm's law, always remember that people around us affect our lives. A true friend will push you to move forward to become better. But someone will hinder you and make your path difficult. So do not let that someone stop you. Vote in with your friend to succeed. Thank you and have a nice day.